Bryant Street Publishing presents The Billionaire Werewolf's Witch by Celia Kyle. Read for you by Bonnie Barrow. Chapter 1. All three representatives of Baker, Slate, and Cromwell looked as if they stared death in the eye. In a way, they were. The lawyers, a group of supposedly unbiased humans, wanted Grant Hemming's pack gone. Oh, he doubted the extermination of the Hemming pack was their idea, but he and his wolves would be extinct regardless of their intentions. The vamps were up to something. The pages in his hand still held the heavy burnt scent of recent printing. The stench assaulted his sensitive nose, and his wolf internally sneezed in an attempt to clear the stink. There were other fragrances and sounds within the conference room on which he needed to focus. Like the sour tang of fear that clung to the man at his right, or the musk of worry that draped over the woman to his left. He could also hear the low chatter of teeth emanating from the third man in the room. At first glance, the document spread before him appeared to contain exactly what had been discussed. Yet, why the fear? Why had the partners in the law firm sent peons instead of attending the important meeting themselves? Grant shuffled the sheaf of paper together in a thin stack and placed it on the long cherry wood conference table. He scanned the summary page the firm had prepared, searching for anything that would point to the reason for the human's anxiety. The man at his right dabbed his forehead with a handkerchief, wiping away the accumulated sweat. "Is everything in order, Mr. Hemming? It's essentially the same agreement your father had with Lucre Holdings." "Essentially," he just bet. "It appears to be, and appearances can be deceiving." The woman at his left presented him with a pen. The instrument vibrated in her trembling hand. "Would you like to go ahead and sign, sir?" Grant had remained successful, and more importantly alive, over his 200 years by listening to his gut, and he wasn't about to dismiss the warning feelings now. He paused a moment and looked out the floor-to-ceiling window to enjoy the evening sunset, the various shades of yellow, orange, and purple that decorated the skyline. What would the night hold if he refused? "Actually, I'd like to look this over tonight. I'll call Baker in the morning if I have any questions, and I'll meet with Lucre representatives tomorrow evening." He pushed away from the table and rose. The human at his right reached for the pages, and Grant snatched them from the table. "You wouldn't have a problem with me taking the time to review them, would you? Baker has spent years telling me that I shouldn't sign a contract with a—"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?